We need to figure out how to start this from sitting down. All right, so hi and welcome to Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the beginning of June where it's actually cold and we're really liking that. Why we chose to live in an RV. That's the topic today, and quite simply, freedom. We like the freedom that living in an RV affords us, and it saves us money.
So yeah, and we've got a whole nother video on the money thing, but just in general, this is cheaper than renting or owning a home. If you plant yourself in the same RV park and say you're commuting to your job or whatever, you stay in a long-term park, you're going to pay anywhere from $400 to $600 for rent and utilities combined. Super cheap way to live, and that's how we started off. I was still commuting to my job. Other comparisons to renting and owning a home, there's lots of other advantages. When you're renting, you don't have control over the situation. You don't know when you may have to move. Landlords can raise the rent. I've had a landlord that raised the rent several $100s in one shot. Really ugly situation. Landlords can sell the house and someone else is going to move into it. I even had a landlord get foreclosed on. That was an awful situation. Got the notice posted by the sheriff on the door, even though I had paid my rent. The landlord had not paid his mortgage. I had to move. So people often see those things and say, oh, well, I should own my home and that will solve the problem. But it really doesn't. All sorts of things can happen with mortgages. If you have a medical catastrophe, like what happened in his case, you lose everything. And now not only are you having this medical catastrophe, you can't pay your mortgage, you have to move also. That's no good. Other things happen where people get stuck in their house. So you buy the house at a certain price, things happen that lower the price in that neighborhood. Either the neighborhood goes downhill or some weird thing happens, like there's a gas leak in that community and now nobody wants to live there. Or just all the employers move out, like what happened in Detroit or Cleveland, and all the home prices fall and now you're stuck in this house. So for all of those reasons, we really like the RV life instead. A lot more flexibility there. We have control over the situation. Plus then there's the neighbors.
Yeah, neighbors can be sometimes they're a blessing and sometimes they're really not. We've lived in places where the neighbors will turn on their music pretty early in the morning, very, very loud. We had all the windows closed, you could still hear it. Lovely. And that would go on all day and then into the evening hours. Sometimes, one time we had neighbors that would fight in their front yard, and that's always lovely. My parents had a beautiful home in a very nice neighborhood once, and the neighbor across the street just turned that into a living hell for everyone in their cul-de-sac. So your neighbors can be very problematic. If you have a problem with a neighbor in a long-term park and a spot opens up down the road, you just hook up and you just drive down the road. Or you can go to a different park. Let's say you live in this park for a little bit and hey, that's neat. And you want to go live in one that's maybe got a lake or a pool, well, go and do that too. You have that kind of freedom. When you look at another reason why people tend to move is like an employment situation. Your job has immediately come to an end. They sold a company or you were downsized or something, corporate makes a decision. They're moving all the jobs to Sheboygan or something like that. Well, if you're in an RV and you really want to keep that job, just hook up and go to Sheboygan. It's all good. If you don't have your job anymore, like it just comes to an end, you got laid off, you may find yourself in a situation where you cannot reemploy at that pay grade or in that type of a job unless you move to either another city farther away or to another state. Again, you have that freedom. You can pick up and go. The concept of the forever home, that's long gone, and you have to just go ahead and let that go. And trust me, this is far more enjoyable.
The other reason why we like living in an RV is this is just fun.
It is fun.
For us, my job situation allows us to move around, but even when it didn't, we would take vacations in the RV, which is way cheaper than paying for hotel rooms. So we didn't have to pack. We took the whole house with us. And now, with my job being remote, we are on the road all the time. We go anywhere we want. We go south. We were south all winter. We were in Florida where it was warm. Now it's summer. It got warm. We went north. We're in Wisconsin. This is great. It's chilly out there. We love it. We can chase the weather. We can do fun things. We can do all sorts of things and be all sorts of places, which that for us is too much fun. We love it. It's great. That's what this whole life is about for us. So go to our website, lifeinsidejack.com. Check us out on Instagram. LifeInsideJack is our Instagram name. And thanks for watching. Have fun out there.
Yeah, have a good time.